What's poppin', everybody? How y'all doing today? It's your boy Rick. If you are new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe button down below. If you are not new and have been following, welcome back. The love is always appreciated. So it is Hawkeye Wednesday. This will be the final Hawkeye Wednesday because the series is now officially over. If you have not seen this episode, I suggest you hit the save later on this video and come back and watch it after you watch the episode, because I will be going into details about the episode and everything that happened in the finale. So let's pretty much get into it. Wow, so much happened in this episode, and it was a great finale. I was super excited to watch it. There were so many questions that were answered. We got to learn a whole lot about Kingpin and his relationship with Eleanor Bishop, which is Kate's mom. And it was just like,
Miss Bishop.
Mr. Fisk.
So I mean, if you remember in the first episode, we see the Chitauri attacking New York. So it's pretty much like the first Avengers, when Loki comes and the Chitauri come and they're attacking New York. So Kate Bishop sees Hawkeye and she becomes obsessed with him because she sees this regular person with a bow and arrow and he's destroying aliens. So she was like, woo. But in the first episode, we see her dad die because of the attack in New York. So we then learn that her dad pretty much owed Kingpin all this money. It was super crazy. So then her mom had to go and pretty much break the bank and had to pay this man back because Kingpin is a ruthless dude and he wanted his guap, and he was like, yo, you gonna pay me my money or I'm gonna take y'all out. So she had that agreement with Kingpin. She pretty much got wealthy herself. She was well off afterwards, starting her own company and everything like that. And she pretty much comes and she tells Kingpin yo, I already paid you this debt. My daughter's getting too close to this. We need to cut this relationship off. And Kingpin wasn't having it. He was like, nah, I ain't feeling that. Don't be crazy. So and then it jumps into Yelena still wanting to kill Hawkeye. So then that's going on. And the relationship between Yelena and Kate Bishop is it's super funny. It's this big little sister relationship going on. It's very comedic, and it was funny, but good chemistry. I hope to see them in the future working together in more projects. They're a good duo. So I mean, I would like to see something more along those lines in the future with them two together. And then Maya Lopez finally finds out, that Kingpin was the one that pretty much set up to get her dad killed. So, she learns the truth. Things go left or whatever, and, she's trying to, escape and leave town. But, it's kind of tormenting her that all this time she was, chasing after Ronan, and Ronan, really wasn't responsible for her dad dying. And so that was pretty much what the story headed with that, you know what I'm saying? But then Kingpin comes along and this dude is ruthless, you know what I'm saying? And what's even more crazy is that for those of you that seen the Netflix Daredevil series, it was supposed to be part of the MCU. But then Kevin Feige, for whatever reason, said it wasn't canon, so it wasn't really a part of the universe. But if you remember, if you watched the Daredevil series on Netflix, there were little Easter eggs here and there in the show. You know, like they show newspaper clippings with the Battle of New York, which is in the first Avengers. Um, there's a clipping of the Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton when they're in Harlem fighting the Abomination. So, you know, to me, it's kind of weird that it's not considered part of the MCU and not be canon. So, um, all along, Kingpin has been in the MCU because it was part of the first Avenger. So I feel like they kind of retcon that and trying to, you know, make it all work with, you know, bringing him back into the MCU. And, you know, they're going to bring the Charlie Cox to play Daredevil. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on that I'm pretty sure that now they're like, you know, looking back and like, all right, we're going to have to retcon, you know, a couple things here and there just to make it work. Uh, so then, you know, we see Hawkeye and Kate Bishop trying to like find her mom, you know, to save her life because the tracksuit mafia's, you know, trying to find her and kill her because Kingpin is not happy that she's trying to like tarnish their relationship business wise. And it's just all this big commotion going on in the finale, and it was like super dope. And then, you know, you see them like in the middle of Rockefeller Center, you know, just doing their thing, him and Kate Bishop, Hawkeye. And it's like this great partnership because, you know, in the beginning of the show, you kind of see him like standoffish, like, you know, this kid, like, you know, you're not my partner, and he kind of like treats her like, you know, like a little kid. But as the show progresses, you know, um, he starts seeing that growth in the character. Like, all right, like I could trust this girl. Like, you know, she really got my back like that. So super fire to see that between them two. And so, you know, Yelena comes and she's trying to kill Hawkeye throughout the episode. She's like has no luck because Kate Bishop is trying to stop her, but you know they have like this little friendship slash like they're like frenemies. You know what I mean? They frenemies in the show. um, you know, and she comes and she's literally convinced that he killed Natasha or he's the reason why she died. And you kind of see in the show she starts like beating on him, and you know he's not retaliating because you know in Endgame he really wanted to take the leap on Vormir to get the Soul Stone, but Natasha beat him to it, and you know it kind of like stuck with him that you know damn, like my best friend died for me, like I should have been the one to like you know have done that, you know what I mean? And he kind of like lives with that survival's remorse throughout the episode, and he has like PTSD and he has like flashbacks of Natasha, and you know it's like this whole thing, and it's super crazy. But you know it was good to kind of see him explain to Yelena, you know, that she was the one that made the choice, and he even did the secret whistle between her and Natasha, and you know she kind of like held back, and you know she gave him a chance to pretty much like explain himself as to what happened, and you know that was just something that she had to kind of like deal with, just as he's had to deal with throughout the series because you know um it was kind of like eating him alive inside, you know. Like, granted, you know, he had done a lot of stuff as Ronin. You know, his family had disappeared during the blip, and you know, it kind of put him like in this crazy mode, and it was kind of like one of those things. Like, damn, like looking back, he was like, yeah, I need to pay for my consequence. You know, I need to like pay for my actions. Like, you know, like there's consequences, but the episode ended pretty fire. We see Kingpin coming after coming after Eleanor Bishop, and then you know Kate Bishop comes and she's like fighting him with the secret arrows. She like literally shot arrow in this man's chest, and he just like ripped it off. Like he man strong, but he seems weaker than the Kingpin that we're normally used to seeing, right? So Vincent D'Onofrio, which is the actor that plays Kingpin, had kind of mentioned that that the snap that Thanos did kind of like made him weak. I don't know what that means. Maybe all the cosmic energy kind of like drained him or whatever. Who knows? But my man's got blown up and he like flew into the air and he's still alive. So shortly after that, we see Maya Lopez pull up and she got the strap and she said, "Yo, you killed my pops." And then you know she you see the screen kind of like walk away from the scene and you hear gunshots. But before she shoots him, you hear him say, "Family doesn't always see eye to eye." Now, it's crazy that he said that because in the comic books, when she confronts Kingpin for killing her father, like, she legit shoots him in the face and he goes blind temporarily. He goes blind temporarily and he can't see. Um, but he, at some point, regains his vision. He gets surgery and it corrects that issue. But, kind of just to, like, hear that the irony in the phrase, you kind of like, all right, so maybe when we see Kingpin again, he'll probably like be kind of like temporarily blind, like he can't see because he got shot in the face, but because he's Kingpin, he ain't die. You know what I'm saying? But we kind of saw Kingpin wearing like this like cabana hat with like this Hawaiian shirt, which is pretty fresh because it was the same outfit that he wears in the Family Business Spider-Man comic, which is pretty fire that they incorporated that into the show. It's always good to see like the comics kind of come into the movies and the shows because they're kind of like sticking to the books. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of cool for the real fans and stuff that enjoy that type of stuff, those little Easter eggs. But that's pretty much it. I hope that you guys liked that episode. Let me know what you thought about it. I was kind of all over the place. I'm sorry. I get like really excited and I should have kind of like paced myself, into breaking down the episode. But that was pretty much it. And hopefully we can see a season 2 if that's a possibility. Kate Bishop actually goes with Clint Barton to his house to be with his family, which brings to another point. In the series, we see the Rolex, the mystery Rolex, right? His wife Laura is kind of like talking to him about the Rolex, and it's missing, so they're trying to get it back and whatever. So Clint retrieves the watch. So when he gets home, he tells his wife like, "Hey, I found this," and he gives it to her, and she turns it around, and it's the Shield logo with the number 19. So my only impression of this is that his wife was once an agent. And Agent 19 in the comic books is also known as Mockingbird. So it was pretty dope to see that. But in the comics, she plays Mockingbird, and if you guys watch Agents of Shield, there's Bobby Morse, who is also Mockingbird. So it kind of makes you kind of think about it for a second because at the beginning, when Agents of Shield first came out, it was considered canon MCU, but then the show like went like in a totally different direction. So Kevin Feige said like, all right, the show is not considered canon, but they're considering possibly bringing the show back into the MCU. So I don't know where that's gonna go. Maybe they can explore the multiverses. She's from another multiverse. So who knows? Those are like just possibilities that we can probably see in the future. But hopefully we can see a season 2 and maybe see more of Hawkeye. And if not, there was a great way to end, his run, because Kate Bishop pretty much takes over his mantle. I'm pretty sure that moving forward, her becoming Hawkeye, we will see the Young Avengers forming at some point. Maybe we'll see them in Phase 5 or towards the ending of Phase 4. Who knows? There's just so many possibilities that we can see. But leave your thoughts and comments down below. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I do apologize for being all over the place, but it's trying to like get it all out. And when all this stuff comes into my head, I may be all over the place, but I will do better and trying to kind of like stick to the script. And that's pretty much it. So I will talk to you guys next time. You already know, it's your boy.